So I've been thinking about it, and it's been on my mind a few times, but I haven't written it down. And once I started writing down all of the things today, I realized there's a lot. Um, One of the hardest things about after trauma is how people don't talk to you. People, I believe that people feel terrible and they want to help, but they don't know what to say and they don't know what to do, so they don't do anything. So you go into this little cocoon of isolation and loneliness. And I could be very different than other people, but I know there are some things that should be rules for anyone. And I thought I would just go through them and just share our experience with these. As a mom, as someone who fought so bravely, fiercely for their kid, there's some things that people say that really hurts. And it's just so hard. And so then you lose another person that could be a support system for you. Okay, the first one is, thank God it stopped before. You've completely diminished what they've gone through. At least it wasn't like, and then compare them to someone else or to another situation. So I should be grateful what happened. Don't do that. This person had it way worse. Well, just because they had a different situation and it was difficult doesn't mean what you've gone through isn't the most challenging thing you've ever gone through. Don't think about it. Okay. It will consume your life. Easier said than done. I would never. Easy to say until you're in this situation. Anybody can be deceived. Anybody can be tricked. I had every radar up. I watched for everything, and it still happens. I've always taught my kids too. So what you're saying is that my kid, we deserve it because we didn't say those things, or that what exactly are you saying? Think about how that comes across. We see it and we hear it all the time. It's a false sense of security that you're going to keep your kids safe. I always said that. At least they're in jail, or they're in jail. How does that help? It makes you feel better because then no one else can be assaulted, molested, or whatever, traumatized. But so now what? As my world is destroyed and my family's world is destroyed, I'm supposed to be happy? Them being in jail doesn't change what happened. It just shows that the legal side is doing something. Please don't say that, because it makes it sound like I should be grateful. And don't. What happened is what we need to focus on. Okay? I get so mad at this one. I would be in jail if that happened to my kid. No, you wouldn't. Because most people, they do what probably we're doing. You're letting the law take care of it, which is so much harder. There are days when you're filled with such rage and you can't do anything. First of all, there's bailiffs, and they're like behind bars, or even if they're out in public, you literally wouldn't. You say you would because it gives you like a sense of peace and comfort. I always thought, I told my girls their whole life, I'd scratch their eyeballs out. I'd climb up them and beat the living tar out of them. No, you wouldn't, because it's so much harder than that. And I will tell you, beating them up doesn't change the fact I could beat them up. But then what happens the next day? What happens 30 minutes later? My daughter, my family, they're still going through all the things. So please stop saying I'd be in jail. You're so strong. I hate that. There's no other choice. This isn't something I chose to go through. It has nothing to do with strength. It's called living, breathing, and just trying to make it through the day. Please don't tell me I'm strong. We as a family have really hated that one because it's so stupid. So what? Somebody who's weaker is going to, what exactly are you trying to say? It drives me nuts. Give it to God. Oh, my Lanta, this one drives me bonkers. Please stop saying that. Please, please, please stop saying that we need to give it to God. It is such a complicated matter, and spiritual side is so difficult, and that you're making it into a formula. If I just hand it over to God, then all my problems are gone. No, trauma takes 2 to 5 years to get through with intensive therapy. So giving it to God, the author, the creator of salvation, when I know all of this stuff, I still need 2 to 5 years. Stop diminishing my pain and my struggle and making it sound like I'm just being a weak Christian. Let it go. You let it go. This is my whole world now. It changed everything. It's a process. Through time, through being able to talk and share about it, you do start to be able to move on. But let what go? Let the trauma, the abuse happen, how somebody was hurt or manipulated or destroyed. You let that go, and you tell me how that goes for you. It's so easy to make these blanket statements, but it hurts very deeply to the person going through it, because you're acting like I have something that can help you. Another thing is, don't compare what you've gone through to me. If you've been through assault, you already know this. But if you haven't been through assault, shut up. I'm so sorry is the best thing you can say. Don't say, well, I haven't gone through that, but I have gone through. No, don't. We're not comparing. We're not trying to make it that you really do get it, because you don't. And I'm not asking for that. Okay? We also don't want pity and sympathy and you poor thing. Please don't whisper at me. Please don't, oh, yes. Treat me tender and delicate. I hate that. It sucks. And you're actually humiliating me even more. You can talk to me like an adult because I'm still an adult. Kindness and gentleness and compassion is what we're looking for. What's another one? Why didn't you? So you're saying there was a way that I could have not had this happen. You think I don't know that? You think that I haven't already thought that and beat myself up. Don't do that. I've always taught my kids to, or I knew there was something bad about them. Oh, so I just didn't get it. I wasn't able to see it. Thank you. I appreciate it that you saw something that I didn't. So that means I deserved it. That's what you're saying. It is awful. Please don't say that. So what I've wanted to hear, Maggie, I'm sorry that happened to you. Do you need a hug? Do you want to talk about it? Do you want me not to talk about it, or do you want to talk about it? Because sometimes I want to talk about it and nobody will let me. And I try to bring it up and people just get all freaked out and they walk away. Other times I don't want to talk about it. I just want to hear about your life. I want to hear just simple, easy, beautiful things going on that aren't disgusting, that aren't in the legal system. So ask them every stinking time, because I'm telling you, it's going to be a long time before it isn't the only thing they're talking about and thinking about and wanting to share about. Okay? I hate the words, it's not your fault. It's a process. I mean, you can say it, but it wasn't really effective until I was ready to hear it. What I really needed was people just to check in on me. How are you doing today? How's today going for you? Literally every single day would have been nice, because they checked on me once they found out, and they were really good that day and maybe the next day. And then the next 6-7 months go by, and I never hear from them again. That's the worst, when you're isolated, when you're alone, when you have no one to share it with. We are meant to be friends and share things, and this is so hard, and it destroys your life, and you feel such a pressure to stay quiet, like you're ashamed. You didn't do anything wrong. The other people, the assailants, the people who assaulted, did things wrong, but there's such a societal pressure to be quiet and to just not talk about it. No, we have to talk about it. That's me. I want to share how much this hurts, because it's such a great pressure from within. Well, why didn't you just push them off? Why didn't you fight harder? Why did you go down that corner? Or why did you? And then, so like, somehow trying to put the blame back on the victim. It's completely unfair. All of those things. What I really wanted to hear is, how you doing? What do you need? I didn't know what I needed, but here's some things that I really wish people would have said. How's your family doing? And then list them off. Does she need to go? Like our daughter that wasn't assaulted. How's she doing? What's her favorite food? What's her favorite toy? What does she like to do? Get her something, because she's struggling too. She is having such a hard time, and she feels like she can't bring up any of it because her whole world has been destroyed and her parents are destroyed, and all she wants is for everything to go back to the way it was. She needs time and some attention too. And I'll tell you, I love both of my girls, but for probably 6, 7, 8, 9 months, I was a zombie, and my little one suffered in silence because she didn't want to make it worse. And she wasn't the one who was assaulted, so she stayed quiet. She didn't have any real problems, so she was ignored, not on purpose, because she didn't ask for anything. Focus on them. They really need attention. They really need someone to talk to. And maybe they don't want to talk about the assault. Maybe they're not supposed to, but at least ask them about their day. What's going good in their day? It makes such a difference. And the parents, it's changed our whole world. My husband never talks about it, but nobody ever asks him. He would love to have someone to share it with, so that he can, just, hey man, I'm there for you. How are you holding up? How is this impacting your prayer life? How are you doing with your Bible reading? How are you doing at work? How is it hard to go to work in the morning? Anything like that. Just check on them. For Pete's sake, don't ignore it because you don't know what to say. Do you want to talk about it, or do you want me not to talk about it? Do you want me to check in on you? Do you want me to ask about the trial and the legal case? All those things. Ask them. They'll tell you. Just don't say, well, at least it didn't go to this. Don't tell me to give it to God, or to move on, to let it go, or to forgive, or pray about it. Lord, have mercy. That is such an insult to all the people going through this. Like, you think I don't. You think that this is something where God hasn't been included. I'm telling you, even with the strongest of faith, this will rip you to the shreds. It will rip apart all of your Christianity, all of your faith, all of your belief, and you'll have to start all over. You don't need pressure from other people telling you what you should do. Oh yeah? When it happened to you, how was your walk? 6 months later, a year later, you know what the Bible says, maybe. And how do you walk it now? It's a whole different world. Don't tell me what to do. If you haven't been down that path, don't. Just stop. Listen to me. Talk to me. And let me know that it's okay to share those ugly feelings and hurts. And it's okay. You're not going to be judged. Hey, you know what? I'm really sorry that happened. I'm here to talk if you're ready, if you want to, and you can share anything with me. And one of my friends goes, you could even scream and yell and pound on me if you need to. It was nice to know. I didn't, because it wasn't her fault, but it was nice to know that somebody was there for me. There were so many ugly, angry feelings going on, and I had no one to share them with, so I felt so much guilt as I went through so many different emotions. And if you have ever known someone, recognizing that there's so many ups and downs, and that's okay. Allowing them just that time. It has helped a lot when people say, it really takes a lot of time. It's okay. No pressure. Don't tell me to be grateful or to be joyful. Don't tell me to look at the good side or the good things in my life. Don't. Because some days I can't. I literally can't. After a while, it'll start to make an impact. Time, healing, counseling. I don't think it's bad to say, have you started counseling? Are you working with a trauma-based counselor? Really makes a difference. If not, what can I do? Can I help? Do you want to go out for coffee? Do you want to talk about it? Can I bring you over some food? Those are wonderful things to say to someone. Let them know that you're there. Hey, anytime, seriously, tell me, anytime, day or night, text, call me, I'm there for you. You are not in this by yourself. And you're going to have to repeat that a lot because you're still going to feel alone.